Hello, Primary 6. How are you doing? Sorry we missed you so much. How have you been doing? I'm sure you guys must have read a lot of things. Never say it that because school's closed and we have nothing to do. Please, what do you do if you want to learn a lot of English? Write. Write as many things as you can. Read as many things as you can. Because this is a language. Language is learned just through practice. You have to listen to news, switch on to BBC, Al Jazeera and all that. And when you listen, you will be able to speak. Yeah? Try to speak. What other people do speak. Then later you learn how to read it and therefore you will write it. This is English. Primary 6, our first topic this second term is family relationships. Though we are not going to do a lot in the family because I know you guys already know a lot of relationships in your families. Let us look at some grammar part of it. Before that, some of you may not know me. I'm sitting in for your teacher of English who is not doing well. Though my name is Prince Henry Musongora, I also teach English and I'm your good friend. You will like me just like I like you, friends. Adverbs is what we are going to look at this in this lesson, okay? But before we look at adverbs, we need to know every meeting has an agenda. What is our agenda today? This is our agenda. In other words, the way we shall take our lessons. One, we need to have a constitution. Constitution that will govern our lesson, okay? The do's and the don'ts. Those I am calling ways of working. And then we also have to know, why are we here? In other words, why are we going to learn what we are going to learn? Never do anything without an aim, without an objective, without an intention. Then when we have looked at why we are learning what we are learning here, we shall go to learn that we are supposed to learn. Okay? Let us begin with our constitution, our ways of work. Our constitution is simply like this. We need you safe, we need you healthy, we need you alive. That's why we say safety first. Please, you know what is happening? You have to stay safe. You have to be you, yeah? You have to be you. And when you are in the community there, you are at home, you are everywhere you are, please, this is key. This is very, very important. And don't just sit, watch TV and be engaged. Do some house chores, do some work, do some reading, do some assignments. Yeah, do some practical things. But as you do all that, remember to be responsible. So this is our constitution. And I'm sure it is helpful, just like it has helped me. Okay. Why are we here today? I said we are going to talk about adverbs. So we shall define adverbs. We shall define adverbs and also describe the types of adverbs. And when we talk about types of adverbs, we shall pick out one of the types and we talk about it in full. We talk about it comprehensively. And then I think that will be adverbs of manner. So we shall be able to describe and use adverbs of manner. Okay? We shall be able to describe adverbs of manner. Let us start with adverbs. What are adverbs? Adverbs are modifiers. What are modifiers? Modifiers are emphasizers. They describe, they talk about, they emphasize, they add or change meaning. Okay? So we say adverbs are words that modify one verb. Do you know what a verb is? I don't want us to talk about very many verbs. Let us talk about the main verbs, the physical verbs. Words of action, like jump, yeah, walk, drive. So many words of action. So when we talk about verbs here in verbs that are modified by adverbs, we shall talk about verbs of action, physical verbs. Okay, the actions we see happening. Doing words, doing words, okay? So we say adverbs modify verbs. He drove slowly. But we have a question. How did he drive? How did he drive? Oh, he drove slowly. He drove slowly. Our verb is drove. Drove is our verb. How did he drive? He drove slowly. So this word here is telling us how he drove. This is our adverb. An adverb modifying our verb drove. In other words, telling us how he did drive. Yeah? Adverbs also modify adjectives. An adjective, remember, is a describing word. A word we use to talk about people. A word we use to talk about things. Yeah? So, adverbs describe adjectives, modify adjectives. Let us see. He drove a very fast car. He drove a very fast car. He drove a very fast car. What are we talking about? We are talking about a car. But a car that is fast. How fast was the car? The car was very fast. You see that? Fast is an adjective. The word that is talking about or describing the car was fast. But how fast was the car? The car was very fast. So we find that the word very is giving us more about fast. Okay? The word very is giving us more about the word fast. So we say, this word very is an adverb. What is it doing? It is describing, it is modifying our adjective fast. So we say that adverbs also modify adjectives. Let us look at this one also. And adverbs can also modify other adverbs. Yeah? Adverbs modify other adverbs. Look at this one. She moved quite slowly down the aisle. She moved quite slowly down the aisle. Now, when you look at our first example, when we are modifying a verb using an adverb, we said slowly was an adverb. But again, when we come here to an adverb modifying another adverb, we find slowly. That means slowly remains an adverb. But we have another word to give it more meaning, to modify it more. Yeah? To give it some more emphasis. Quite. How slowly did she move? First of all, she moved slowly. But how slowly did she move? She moved quite slowly. Meaning, the word quite is modifying slowly. Remember, slowly is an adverb. So, if quite is modifying slowly, it means quite is another adverb modifying another adverb. You see? So, in brief, adverbs are words that modify verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs. Okay? Let us go. Let us go and see this. Remember, we have already said that these adverbs have types when we are talking about our learning sessions. Now, we shall get the types from here. Adverbs often tell when, where, why, or under what conditions something happens or happened. If you did something, when did you do it? Where did you do it? Why did you do it? Under what conditions did you do what you did? If you remember in the first example when we were looking at adverbs modifying verbs, we said he drove slowly. And we saw the word slowly ending in ly. Yeah? So adverbs frequently end in ly. We find these words we call adverbs ending in ly. However, this is something we should understand. Not every word we see ending in ly is an adverb. Okay? Though we are saying that most adverbs end in ly, not every word you see ending in ly is an adverb. Why? Let us look at these words. Words like lovely. Oh, that boy is so lovely. The word lovely is describing the boy, the quality of the boy. I feel lonely today. Oh, sorry. I feel lonely today. The word lonely is just telling my feeling, is telling how I feel now. It is just describing my condition. You see? Oh, our teacher is motherly. Our teacher is motherly. The word motherly is just describing the teacher. Oh, that our school driver is so friendly that all children like him. Our school driver is so friendly. You see, these words end in ly. But this does not mean they are adverbs. Though we are saying that most adverbs end in ly, but it does not mean that all words that end in ly are adverbs. For example, you see, these words we said are describing words. Therefore, they are adjectives. You see, though they end in ly. Like if you see this sentence, that lovely woman lives in a friendly neighborhood. The word lovely is describing a woman, and friendly is describing the neighborhood where the woman stays. Now, these end in ly, but they are not adverbs. So, though we are saying that, don't just take it for granted. Okay. Let us begin looking at the types of these adverbs. And the first one we are looking at, this is even the commonest. Adverbs of manner. Remember we said adverbs tell why, how, when, under what under what conditions, and why something was done or something happened or happens. So these adverbs of manner, for them they answer the question how. How did you do what you did? Yeah? If you sang at the concert, how did you sing? If you drove, how did you drive? If you walked, how did you walk? Yeah? For them, they answer the question, how? How did you do what you did? Look at this example. He argued well in the debate yesterday. How did he argue? He argued very well. meaning his argument was very good. His argument was very good. If his argument was very good, so we go to the word good and form an adverb, and the adverb from good is well. He argued well in the debate yesterday. This well is telling us how he argued. Let us see. It rained heavily in October last year. It rained heavily in October last year. How did it rain? Oh, it rained heavily. It rained heavily. Okay? What is answering our question how is the word heavily. From the word heavy. So the adverb heavily. So when we go to form these adverbs of manner, and the adjective is ending in Y, that Y is following a consonant, and that word has more than 2 syllables, we change Y to I and then add ly. Understand this. It rained heavily in October last year. Heavily came from the word heavy. The rain was heavy. The adjective ended in Y. But we have removed Y and added I, then ly. To form the adverb, I want to compare the second example with the 6th example. The head girl spoke shyly at the assembly. See, the word heavy ended in Y, following a consonant. And also, the word shy also ends in Y, also following a consonant. But to form this adverb of manner, we changed Y to I and added ly in the word heavy. The word shy, we simply added ly and the word is now shyly. What is the difference? I said heavy has more than 2 syllables, but shy has only 1 syllable. Shy, 1 syllable. So you see, the moment an adjective has 2 or more syllables, we remove Y and put I, add ly to form its adverb. But if it has only 1 syllable, we simply add ly. And for that matter, we are using the word shy as an example. Mukisa writes neatly. From the word neat, which is an adjective, so we just add ly. How does Mukisa write? Oh, Mukisa writes neatly. In other words, his handwriting is very neat. So, neatly is the adverb. Answering the question how, so it becomes an adverb of manner. We should cross the road carefully. We have these adjectives that end in a suffix full. Full. Just if we cover that, we have the word careful. So if an adjective is ending in a suffix full, what we do is just adding another L and Y to form its adverb. So it will be carefully, mercifully, usefully, beautifully. Mention as many as you can. They locked him in a cage because he is mentally sick. They locked him in a cage because he is mentally sick. Mentally from the word mental. So if an adjective ends in al, we simply add another L and add Y to form its adverb. So we have mental, mental to mentally, capital to capitally, we have brutal to brutally. The moment you find an adjective ending in ly, in al, you simply add another l and y to form its adverb. I had talked about this in comparison with the second example. Okay? Now, this is how easy you can form the adverbs of manner. Most of them end in ly, apart from well that we form from good. Not goodly, but well. So, apart from well, almost all adverbs of manner are formed by just adding ly. Just like we said at the beginning, that most adverbs end in ly. So, to form that, you simply see if an adjective ends in y and y is following a consonant and that word has 2 or more syllables, you just change y to I and add ly. If that adjective just ends in a consonant, don't worry, simply add ly. If that adjective ends in a suffix full, simple, you just add another l and put y. If that adjective ends in al, easy, just add another l, put y. If that adjective ends in a suffix less, as in useless, careless, easy. We can follow this and we simply add ly. But if that adjective ends in y and that y is following a consonant and the word has 1 syllable, we simply add ly. If a word ends in e, that e following a consonant, that is just 1 syllable, you just add ly, like the word rude, the word polite, as many as you can mention. Okay? Remember the word true. True ends in e, but that e follows the vowel u. So we simply remove that e and add ly, the word becomes truly. Okay? Because I cannot give you that full list of how adverbs are formed, I think that explanation is enough. The moment you see an adjective, remember what I have just told you. Okay? See, how does this adjective end? The way that adjective ends will give you how to form its adverb. Once again, adverbs are formed from adjectives. Adverbs are formed from adjectives. The word hurry is a verb. Hurry is a verb. So if we want to form an adverb from the word hurry, we first change it to an adjective, hurried. Okay? Then we continue and form its adverb, hurriedly. I see most of you like writing hurriedly. That because the teacher said, if an adjective ends in y, y is following a consonant, change y to I, add ly. No, the word hurry is a verb. And we are saying adverbs are formed from adjectives. So you first change it to an adjective, hurried. And then you add your ly and the word will be hurriedly. Okay? Okay. Now that we have understood this, this is a very simple activity. Very simple activity. We have already looked at like the sentence related to the first one. Okay? But let us look at this second one. School children almost go to school, dash, and we have day in brackets. We have day in brackets. We said if an adjective ends in y and has only 1 syllable, you just add ly. But the word day is a noun and also an adjective. It is a noun and an adjective. Okay? This word day does not have 1 syllable. It has 2 syllables. D and A makes 1 syllable. Okay? D and A makes 1 syllable. And this Y, which will pronounce as E, day, you see, day, has another syllable. Because it has another syllable, we change it to I and then add ly. And that's why we say daily. This word has 2 syllables. 2. I talked about this word. I also talked about this one. Let me talk about this one. Father beat the snake dash because it had eaten his eggs. And the word we have is mercy in brackets. Remember we said adjectives are formed from adverbs. Adverbs are formed from adjectives, sorry. Adverbs are formed from adjectives. That means we have to change the word mercy to an adjective first. But the word mercy has 2 adjectives, merciful and merciless. According to the nature of the sentence, which adjective shall we form from the word mercy? Father beat the snake dash because it had eaten his eggs. Can you beat a snake with mercy because it has eaten your eggs? So the adjective we have to form from the word mercy must be a negative adjective. And we say, simply remove Y, put I, and add less, the suffix, and the word will be merciless. And then we continue and add ly to our adjective, and the word will be mercilessly. Father beat the snake mercilessly. You see that? Okay. Continue just following the explanations I gave you and complete these 12 questions until we meet again.